and we have to put no trespassing signs on our property. But my property manager advised that, hey, Rob, if you're going on vacation, your personal home, you might want to put no trespassing on your personal home, because you just never know. And I think that we think that we're in a red state and we're protected because we see about this stuff in California and these other blue states where it takes 2 years and it's literally bankrupting these property owners. Instead of them being able to say, hey, look, you don't have a valid lease. I own this property. You need to vacate this property. It takes 2 years to go through this process in some of these states. And we just assume that we're good to go here in this red state. And from what I'm hearing from you, you found out that we're not good to go in this, and so you've drafted legislation to correct that. Give me on a granular level here, like what does it actually mean? So if I own a property and I show up to this property because I'm showing it to a prospective renter, and I find that someone's squatting, and they walk out and say, "Hey, squatter rights." Like they're crossing the southern border and yelling asylum, asylum, right? So they're coming into this property and they're saying squatter rights. What would your legislation enable police officers to be able to do at that point?
Great question. And what it will allow them to do, and matter of fact, the law goes into effect this week, August.
So the governor signed it.
Yes,
everything?
The governor signed it. We had a signing ceremony. But what this law will allow, it will allow law enforcement, and when they get there, instead of, having to tell the property owner, hey, you got to go down and go through the civil process, now they can call law enforcement. Law enforcement arrives. When they get there, once they see that there's not a legal lease agreement or anything, and these people are just taking over the property, then this law will make that a criminal act, and now that's a criminal act being committed in the presence of a law enforcement officer, so now they can remove them immediately.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
that changes from being able to, taking 5-6 months, or like you said, 2 years to get people out. And you think about that. They're on your property, using your electricity, sleeping in your bed, and you can't remove them. And you know this, in Arkansas, it's illegal to self-evict. In other words, you can't change the locks on the door.
You're right.
You can't shut the electricity off. So you have to leave all that on, and people are using your electricity. And so when my constituent brought that to my attention, I said, we need to fix this.
Right.
And the more I looked into it, I realized we got a problem.